All right. So we saw dot plots the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you could construct a dot plot? Like if I gave you a list of numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 3, my pen is like dying here, 5, 8, 10. If I gave you something like that and a line, that was really bad spacing there, but I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what would I do? 1, I would put a dot there. 2, I would put a dot there. 3, I would put how many dots? 5, I would put a dot there. 8, I would put a dot there. And 10, I would put a dot there. You could construct one pretty easily, couldn't you? Okay. So you're not going to be constructing them today. I just wanted to verify that. So looking at this, what are the instructions asking me to do? Find the median and the mean. So I'm not asking you to do mean, median, mode, range. We've practiced that enough. Mode should be pretty easy. Range should be pretty easy. Today we're just going to focus on the median and the mean. So if I were to think about this list of numbers, how many numbers are on this list if I were to write them as a list? How many? Focus there. How can I find out how many numbers there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 numbers. So when I'm finding the mean, I'm dividing by 17. Yeah? Yeah. Now, do I need to write out the whole list? I don't have to. Watch what I can do. This is, let's see, these numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. There's a 3 plus, how many 4s? 4 plus 4, right? Plus, how many 5s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many 6s? 3 plus 7 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 11. 106. Divide by 17. 6.235. I'm going to call that 6.2. And that's my mean. Okay. Could I do that a different way? Well, yeah, I could shorten that list of things that I'm adding a little bit. I could say, okay, this is a 3. If I have 2 4s, I have 8. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So plus 30. Plus 6, 12, 18. So I could shorten the process by doing that a little bit if I wanted to. Or I could just add them all up like that. Do I need to make the whole list if I want to find the median? The numbers are in order, aren't they? Because they're on a number line. So guess what? There's the first and the last number. The next ones. Next ones. Next ones. Do you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Boom. Boom. My median is right there. So there should be the same amount less than and the same amount greater than. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 on both sides, so my median is 5. Does that make sense? Yes. If that doesn't make sense to me, I can always write out the list of numbers and do it like I did it the other day. Okay? Why don't you try that for number 2? See if you can use that one of those methods to help you with number 2. All right, you ready? So let's see. What have I got here? This is 33 plus 36 plus 42 plus 49 and 50. 53 and 54. 57 and 57. Or you could add those together beforehand. 59 and 60, 62, 69 3 times, 70 and 71. and I get 960. Is that what you got? So 960 divided by, how many dots are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So divide by 17 and I get 56 point what? No. That is 47. That's not going to round off to 0.4. That's going to round off to 0.5. And that's my mean. How do I find my median? Well, first and last one, that's the ends ones. Move in again, 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 and again, and again. There's my median. What is that? 57. Now, please notice, your mean and your median, if you haven't noticed already, are about halfway between the left end and the right end. It should be in the middle. Okay? Pretty close to being in the middle. Any questions about number 2? All right. Now let's talk about these things. These are called frequency tables. They're called frequency tables. You can see the word frequency right there. This is just a different way of displaying the data. So, what this means is the number 1 occurs twice on the list. The number 2 also occurs twice. The number 4 occurs 5 times. So from that, you should be able to pick out the mode really easily, right? In this case, our mode would be what? 4, because it's 5 times on the list. So if I know that, can I write out my list and then find the mean and the mode? Or mean and the median? Okay? So see if you can't, actually, you know what, let me do this one with you and then you can do it for number 4. So I'm going to do 1, 1, 2, 2. There's 5 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 5s. 2 6s. And a 7. So that's the list that's represented by this table. What's the point in putting it in a table like that? It's a little bit easier, I think, to see where if you can find your mode pretty quick from there, you can kind of see where the data is lying a little bit better. So take a minute and find your median and your mean from there. Did you get 60 when you added them all up? Yeah. And how many numbers are there? 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what's my mean? Yeah? My median? I start crossing them out as I work in, same way I did with the dots. I'm guessing it's 4. Easy peasy? All right, you try number 4. So there's number 5. The median on this one was kind of nice because I could cross off the ends. Right? If there's 2 here and 2 here, I know that the median is going to be exactly halfway between those 2 because there's 6 on both sides. So I didn't really need to list them all out, but sometimes that's a lot more clear. Again, if you have 2 numbers in the middle that are not the same, you add them together and divide by 2 to find your median. Okay? All right, go ahead with number 6. Nobody's noticed anything interesting about number 6? What did you notice that's interesting? It's the exact same stinking problem as was on the first side. Games per World Series, 4, 5, 6, 7. Games per World Series, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 2, 4, 6. Oh, it's not exact. So close, though.
Yeah, because it's 5.8.
Interesting. The median is still 6, so it's not exactly the same, but gosh, that was close. Does anyone know a quicker way of doing the mean as opposed to having to type in all these numbers onto your calculator? So if 4 happens twice, I have 4 times 2 plus 5 times what? 3? 6 times 4 and 7 times 6. That can save me some time typing stuff in. And if I don't have to type in as many numbers, I'm usually less likely to make mistakes. That could be helpful. Gives me 89 divided by 15, 5.9. Yeah? We good? All right, now let's talk about these guys. These are the other type that we're going to talk about today. These are called stem and leaf plots. Do you know why they're called stem and leaf plots? Because there's a stem and there's a leaf. Beyond that, I don't really know. Now, stem and leaf plots is basically, again, it's just another way of organizing the data you're given. And what they do is they pull off usually like the tens or the hundreds digit and put it as the stem. And then the ones digit they put as the leaf. So let me explain what this means. This has a key. When you see this, that represents the number 1,420. So in other words, the 1 is a thousands value, the 4 is a hundreds value, and then the other side, the leaf, is a tens value. So if I look up here, if I have 13, and I'm just going to take the first number over here, 13, 0, I'm going to add another 0 to the end. That's representing the number 1,300. Does that kind of make sense? No? Okay. What about, okay, the leaves we have to take individually. So I have 13, 0 with a 0. I also have 13, 6 with a 0. I also have 13, 7 with a 0. And I have 13, 8 with a 0. So I have 2 digits as my stem. Those are the first 2. The single digit at the end is representing that number, and then I count up how many zeros afterwards, and I have to tack that on the end of every number. So what would this next one be? It would be 14, 2 with a 0, another 14, 2 with a 0, and a 14, 9 with a 0. Do you see what I'm doing here? Okay. This is a 15, 0 with another 0. Oops. A 15, 3 with a 0. A 15, 6 with a 0. And a 15, 9 with a 0. So? See if you can at least write the rest of the list for the 16 and the 17s. Take a minute and see if you can finish writing that list. I'm not going to take the time right now to find the mean and the median because we've been practicing that. You guys are good with that. But it is important that you can come up with the list from this chart. Yeah? So how many numbers are there on the chart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 numbers on that list. I can also get that number from counting up all the leaves because each leaf was a different number. Right? So, let's look at this one. So, do you see 2, 4, 5? 2, 4, 5, and they're adding 2 zeros to the end. So every number on this one, I need to add 2 zeros to the end. Okay? So what's that going to look like? Well, 2, 3 with a 6, and then 2 zeros. And then 2, 3 with a 7 and 2 zeros, and keep going from there.